I have seen barely anyone point this out. Barely anyone. Maybe I'm just not looking enough, I'll admit. I try not to spend that much time on the social media and the comment sections and whatnot. But even when I just search for it, I'm not finding any major articles or threads or whatever. And you know what? Maybe it's because there's just so much other stuff that is dramatically more important to pay attention to, not just with the Switch itself, but even the whole situation surrounding it. Perhaps we're just a little distracted right now, but this really stood out to me. When Nintendo first revealed the Switch 2, it seemed that they had tweaked, they had changed a little bit of the Switch branding. The original Switch, the Joy-Cons slide down, they click. It's the Switch click. It's the whole thing. It's at the beginning of every single trailer, click. And it's in a Nintendo Direct. Whenever they're introducing something, they snap and it makes the click noise. Really big part of the Switch branding and identity. And it was perfect. It was really great. It was very clever. Just a really nice, snappy, easily identifiable sound effect. It's just one quick, sharp sound effect, and you know what that means. And I mean, that's genius. That is just genius marketing right there. But when they revealed the Switch 2, it seemed that they were changing that noise. Because now the Joy-Cons no longer slide down and click. They now come together from the sides. So the sound in that trailer was more of a clap. It wasn't exactly hands clapping. I guess sort of in the way that the original Switch noise wasn't exactly like fingers snapping, but very similar, very reminiscent of clapping. And that's it's clever because that's why even with the Joy-Cons, even at the beginning of a trailer, they snap on from the sides. It's like hands coming together. I thought that was clever. I liked it. And I assumed that was it. I assumed that was the new noise. It's still a very sharp noise that is still could be very recognizable. It's more or less the same thing, just very slightly different. Just like the logo with its little animation. It's largely the same. The branding is still very clearly Switch related, but it is slightly different. It has been updated. And yet, I could not help but notice during the Switch 2 Nintendo Direct and all subsequent marketing materials and trailers and whatnot, it's the regular click noise. It's the old one. They went back to using the old one. And I'm confused. I don't really get it. Oh man, voice is really dying now. It's been a lot of videos. So I really don't understand, and I've gone back and I've watched that original first look trailer, a good number of times, and it's not even just something that happens at one point. It's not just at one point they go on and they make that noise. No, it happens multiple times throughout the video. Every single time a Joy-Con snaps onto the system or onto the grip or whatever, it makes that new clapping noise. Really seriously suggesting that this was going to be the new noise. And yet, yeah, they seem to have just reverted back to the original. And I don't know. I can only assume that they changed their mind. To me, that it seems like the only likely option, that they originally intended to turn it into more of a clap noise, and then maybe they just thought, you know what, no, that original branding, it's too important. We have ingrained that noise into everyone's brains, just built it into their brain matter for the last 8 years. We've trained our audience like Pavlov's dog to hear that noise and start slobbering for Mario games. We gotta go back. We gotta keep using that. Because otherwise, it's just, I don't know, why else would they use a different noise in the first trailer only and then go back if they didn't just kind of change their minds? But at the same time, that doesn't seem super likely because, I don't know, that was only 2 months ago. That was so recently, and they have been developing this system for such a long time. That really seems like the kind of thing that would have been decided pretty early on. And I don't know if their opinion would have changed like after revealing it and then maybe just like seeing it in action and seeing everyone's response. That was enough to, I mean, I get that. Sometimes you feel a way about a thing, and then once you finally like put it out there, you know, especially like doing YouTube, I'll feel one way about a thing and then I put it out and then I'll like, uh-oh, wait, no, that was actually bad. I wish I didn't do that. Or realizing that something is great. It could go either way. So I don't know. It's just kind of surprising and slightly disappointing. Like I said, I like the clap noise. I like that it was different. It was kind of satisfying in its own way. Just a very, just a nice, it's a good crunchy kind of sound. The switch click was so snappy. This was a little more like ka. I don't know, I can't replicate it, but I don't know, I just liked it. I thought the sound had a nice quality to it. I think it felt especially satisfying because the Joy-Cons are magnetic, you know? They don't slide on, they zoom, magnetic suction or whatever. Even the way they show it in these little trailers, the way they jump and they just like slap on. It just feels so good. And that noise was better at accompanying that visual, you know? That noise to me better represented the idea of these things getting sucked into the system or onto the grip through magnetism, whereas the original click was so much more like the little mechanism clicking into place when you push a Joy-Con down. Each noise really did fit its own respective version of the controllers. But yeah, for whatever reason, Nintendo went back to the original noise. I mean, there is still the possibility that they just wanted it to be that noise just for that reveal trailer. I don't know why they would, especially if they're very keen to get us looking at the Switch 2 branding, and the whole entire video is about how they have taken the original and they have upgraded it. It seemed like so purposeful. Why would they only want the noise to be different there? Because with the original Switch, that click went all the way back to the very, very, very first reveal. The reveal trailer. It shows the guy playing the game, and then like moments into it, click. There it is. It happens throughout the entire thing. Click, click, click. They like drilled it into our heads. Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. And it's funny because if I ever get to talk to someone really, some really big name who works at Nintendo, one of these hardware architects or producers or something, I feel like there are a lot of more important questions that I should ask them. But I feel like if it ever happens, if I ever find myself face to face with one of these people, this is probably the question that's gonna jump to my mind. Whatever happened to the clap noise? Why'd you go back to the click? I like the clap.